Okay, I'm going to call our Plan Commission meeting for June 13 to order, please. Roll call.
Chris Zellner.
Here.
Gary Hertzberg.
Here.
Joe Zitzelberger.
Here.
Brian Malish.
Here.
Chris Thomas.
Here.
Brian Wallace.
Here.
Kevin Phelps.
Okay, first item we have is minutes. Do I have approval? Motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Chris Thomas,
Second.
second by Gary Hertzberg. Any other comments? Call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Public comment. Is there any here who would like to address anything on the agenda for this evening or off the agenda? Okay, moving on. New business. Discuss and take action on request by At Home Again Assisted Living for approval of a specific implementation plan, or SIP, for an addition expansion at 1120 Connery Cove.
I will take that. So very briefly, yes, At Home Again Assisted Living, located at 1120 Connery Cove, is requesting approval of an SIP to construct an addition onto their building. What's shown on the screen is their current footprint. What's shown on the southwest corner is in red dashed line is the area for the expansion. That was identified in their plans when their initial approval was granted in 2016. So essentially, they're just filling in that blank right now. The one change from what was previously contemplated was an 18-unit addition. This addition consists of 11 units, 9 two-bedroom units, 2 studio units. In addition, 2 lounge areas, shared laundry room, and a staff and CNA training center would be included. Tracy, if you can go to the next. The building design, so there's the addition area there at the southwest corner of the building. And then the next one, I think, just shows an interior floor plan. Next slide. And then we've got some renderings. As noted in the staff report, there was a concern about the initial submittal not meeting the side yard setback. After the packets went out, we met with the applicant, and they were able to modify that portion of the building, that addition area, and essentially slide it 5 feet to the north. And so it does now meet all the setbacks as per the GDP, and the drainage easement on the south side of the property is unencumbered. So the only other thing of note, I think, is that they are not planning on adding any parking. The site has 50 parking stalls. That was contemplated, a variation from the parking standard back in 2016. And included in the letter of intent from the applicant is some data regarding parking usage, and staff is comfortable without the addition of any additional parking. Just as a point of note, when compared to some parking standards that we were contemplating for this type of use, the range could go anywhere from 89, based on the total build-out, 89 stalls down to 37. So they're within that range, and again, staff is recommending approval per the recently submitted plans as shown on the screen.
Okay. Marty, any comments you want to make?
Do I need to stand up here?
No.
Thanks.
You can stay there, can't? Yeah, you can stay right there.
We've been planning this area as an addition from the beginning. Really, I think it really falls in line with what we envisioned. The major change being we have a high demand, more than we would have thought, for larger units. Our large 2-bedroom suites have been on a waiting list pretty much nonstop since we've opened. So our goal here is to provide more of those so that we can have those people that have been waiting for a long time move in. So the same size, less units. I think that will help with the parking as well. We really don't feel like, and have not seen our residents be heavy automobile users. I think the data showed, the highest percentage of residents we've had, I think, is below like 15%, if I can't remember. I don't have those numbers with me, but it's very low. Our parking garage is usually empty. There's 3 or 4 resident cars in there, and then we encourage our employees to park down there just to leave other parking open. Other than that, I think this is just something we planned to do all along. Took us a little bit longer than we had originally envisioned, but it's something we'd like to get started with.
For the camera, I know who you are, Marty, but if you can tell.
Oh, I'm
everybody
sorry,
who
I'm
you
the
are.
president and CEO of Home Again Assisted Living.
Thank you. Board members, or commission members, I should say, questions. Brian, I'll go to you first.
No, actually, I don't have any. Sure.
Ryan?
I'm good with, the only question I had is on the retaining wall that's mentioned here. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Tracy, can you go, there's one of the renderings that I think shows it. So again, as noted, there's a retaining wall, so kind of where you can see that dividing line between the addition and the existing. Yeah, right there, thank you. So there's a small retaining wall there due to the grade change. That is no longer in that drainage easement. It's been pushed north, so.
With the shift of the building, that's out of the easement?
That's out of the easement,
Still in
yep.
the setback then?
Yep.
Okay.
Good. Chris?
Only question I have is on parking. I understand you need to add more spots, but will the number of handicap spots that you have now be sufficient for the extra people that will be in the building?
Yes, I mean, I would say in general, any of our residents that have vehicles have a handicap, license or tag. So we reserve spots for them in our parking garage underneath. Really the on-surface ones are for visitors. And, I don't think we envision that changing. And, we haven't had any issues up to this point with, the volume of use of those being an issue at all. Even when we have, more like community type events, we actually had something last week where we had quite a few visitors. And we actually blocked off all of those stalls that are closest to the building, including that handicap stall, to allow for some music, and I think they had music and goats. And we didn't have any issues then either, so I guess our anticipation is that's not gonna be a concern of not adding more.
Okay. Gary?
No, looks great.
Thank you.
Joe?
There was a note, and maybe it's kind of partially covered by the retaining wall thing, about the grade on the south side. Maybe that's less of an issue after moving the building 5 feet.
I think it improved with moving it. It is really steep over there, because there's a big, swale that, takes all the water down to that pond. But shifting it, I think, made it better. And that, is not really, the grade is such that's not really a usable area.
Yeah.
But our sidewalks don't go down to that area.
Make a nice sledding hill for the residents.
Yeah.
But that grade is sufficient that, it can still be, grass.
Yes, it can still be mowed, yeah, but yeah, I don't think it's changing from what's there.
Okay. And then the only other thing I noted was something from Waunakee Utilities saying they're gonna have to swap the transformer, and that potentially gives you an outage of about 8 hours.
Yeah, not ideal. We'll just have to make sure we plan it on a day that it's sufficient. We've had longer outages than that weren't planned and got through them okay.
Yeah,
But,
as long as it's a planned thing, I can't
Yeah.
imagine it'd be a big
Yeah.
deal.
We'll probably bring in some generators to make sure our food and stuff stays cool, but we'll be able to manage that.
Okay, good. Yeah, I wouldn't have suggested tomorrow, since 96.
Yeah.
With no
Probably
power. I'm just very happy for you that you've had success and that you're coming to add on to the building. So it made a sound decision here coming in the first place. So I'm happy to hear that it's going well and that you need more space and that you planned accordingly. Probably have better rates when you first did it for your
Yeah, it
for
would have been a
your
little
financing,
cheaper
but-
back then. Yeah.
But altogether, I'm happy with what you've done here so far in Waunakee, and keep going great, so.
Thanks, no, we're happy to be here.
Do we have a motion?
I'll move to recommend JPC approval of the SIP conditioned upon all outstanding staff concerns addressed to the satisfaction of the community development director and village engineer, and grant a parking exception for phase 2.
Okay, so we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Brian Mouch. Any other comments? Okay, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, next we have public hearing and discussion action on amendment to the general development plan in the Waunakee Business Park for expansion of the secure storage site and allow truck rental use at 1030 Lillian Street.
Right, Secure Storage is looking to expand on their premises. They currently own the lot to the south, as shown on the screen along Lillian. They're going to combine those two lots via CSM and then expand the storage use to the southeast. The proposed storage and truck rental uses weren't specifically or explicitly permitted under the existing GDP. Therefore, the GDP is being amended this evening to allow both self-storage and truck rental on the site as conditional uses. They then could be acted upon at a future plan commission meeting, those two specific requests, the expansion and the truck use as separate CUPs, along with the CSM and CIP for expansion at a future meeting. We anticipate those coming up in the next few weeks. So that's, in the gist of it, that's it. It's a GDP amendment. Staff is recommending approval to allow both self-storage and truck rentals on the site as conditional uses.
Okay, so this is a public hearing,
This
so I'm
is.
gonna open the public hearing for anybody who would like to make any comments.
I'm Art from Secure Storage.
So you don't need to do it during the public hearing.
Oh, okay.
We'll put you in afterwards.
Sure, okay.
Okay, then I'm gonna close the public hearing, and if you go ahead now, you can go ahead if you'd like.
Okay, Art from Secure Storage. The truck rentals is a added bonus to our customers over there. It's not really the primary business. Primary business is storage. And it's more of a convenience for anyone that wants to rent a truck. They have a place to do it, drop their things off, and away they go. So,
Okay, so the truck rental, it's not like you're gonna have like 30 trucks or anything
No.
like that there. And it's not a U-Haul, for example.
correct.
It's-
3-5 trucks at a time at most. If it ever gets too large, make a phone call and then they come and pick up the extras. So we don't have the capacity for that.
Okay. Tim, do you have something you wanna
I'm
say?
just going to say the part of the addressing of how it's screened or where those vehicles are located would be addressed at the time of when the CUP comes back before the body.
Okay. Commission members, I'll start with, let's see, who went last night. Joe?
And it's pretty straightforward.
Gary?
I'm good.
Chris?
Looks good to me.
PW?
Is there future building improvements with this, or just?
Can you? So that is what you will likely be seeing pending village board approval of the GDP amendment, and that'll come back probably early, or at the July Plan Commission meeting. That's just a kind of a floor plan of what that addition would look like.
And that is where the truck storage and stuff would be as well?
Probably in the interior, but I'd say we'd,
Right
we'd, yep.
With that gravel area just to the
Oh, okay.
northeast, right in there.
Yeah, those issues would be addressed as part of the CUP and SIP approval
Okay, so then this for the GDP is just to give approval to move forward
with the uses.
allowable usage? Good.
I'm good. Right?
Yep, I'm good.
I'm good too.
You've been great.
I'd make a motion to recommend the village board approve an amendment to the GDP to allow self-storage and truck rental on the site as conditional uses.
So we have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any other comments? Call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. You're welcome. Thanks for being here, and good luck with everything. I want to say that's the fastest we've gotten through this public hearing item and another item
That's good.
ever,
Good.
which is pretty awesome. So, okay. Next, discussion recommendation on the extraterritorial jurisdiction certified survey map, Koenig, Kaltenberg, Patton Road, Town of Vienna.
Yes, Kaltenbergs who are the current property owners are looking to break off a portion of this land for, I believe it's their daughter. This would be a one-lot, single-family lot located on the east side of Patton Road as shown on the map on the screen. It's about between a third and a half mile north of Easy Street. This isn't in the village's ETJ area, about a mile outside of it. Generally, we defer to the town of Vienna in this case, so staff is recommending approval and available for questions.
Questions, commission members? I'll start with Brian.
Nope.
Brian?
No.
Chris? No. Gary?
You know, this is more of it's probably a Vienna issue, but I just kind of went through this personally, but will they allow additional land division on that piece of property, or is that Vienna's, that's kind of their call, right?
Further splits would come before the village as it's in the ETJ. I don't know if it's their intent to further subdivide.
Okay. I'm good.
Okay, Joe?
From the perspective of agreements between the town and the village, can we still expand in that area, and does this have any impact on our ability to do that in the future? Like, I can't imagine it would.
Unlikely, yeah.
Yeah.
There may be, I mean, in terms of topography, serving with utilities, sewer and water, et cetera, I mean, that's a fair way out. That's probably a question for our engineering staff, but
Yeah, the Westport Town Line is Easy Street,
Yeah.
so, and that's a mile from,
What, we do, it's in our ETJ, so we could eventually get there.
yeah, mm-hmm.
It's probably not,
I have to say, it's not in
it's
the near future.
not in my lifetime probably, more than likely that we're gonna get that far, but that means you do.
I know, I was,
We're the same age, so I can say that.
Kaltenberg is,
Come down further.
Yeah, right on.
We're not even to.
Not on the map.
It's down further, yeah.
It's only one split too, and in all likelihood, if that land were ever going to be developed in the village, they would annex into the village, and presumably at that point, there would be a reason why they're saying, hey, we're gonna take this land we own right now, we're gonna annex it, maybe sell it to a developer for future use, and so I don't see how one split would prevent you from doing,
Okay.
limit in the future.
Yeah, not real concerned, but
It's a legitimate question, especially in light of where Easy Street is.
yeah.
It's 3.5 acres, right? I view this as very similar to the, I can't think of the name of it right now, next to the new school,
Oh, yeah,
Westport,
yep.
which is also coming into Waunakee at some point, but likelihood of that becoming it's kind of its own thing now, sitting in the middle of Waunakee, or in the middle of that area, I should say. That would be similar to this.
Yeah, I can see
I think that was 11 acres over here, though.
Miller's,
Yes,
or Jim.
yeah.
I think that land is in the village at this point.
Has it been
I
brought
believe
in
it
now?
has, yeah.
I know whenever some development was gonna happen, it was supposed to come in,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
okay. I have no concerns, so look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to recommend that the village not object to the proposed CSM.
Second?
Motion by Chris Thomas, second by Joe Sitzelberger. Any other comments? Call the question, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Waunakee Westport Joint Plan, any updates we need to give?
2 items tomorrow, one of them being the home again assisted living, that's in our joint planning area, so that'll go before the joint planning committee, or commission rather. And there's also a concept review for a 45 lot, single-family subdivision just east of the water tower, south of Kennedy. So that's a concept review, generally consistent with our comprehensive plan for residential in that area, but, so those 2 items.
Okay. Anybody have questions? Okay, I think we're set.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion's been made to adjourn.
Second.
We have 2 seconds, that's how fast they want to get out. I'm gonna give it to Brian. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.